So originally I wanted to talk about my friendship with Ray, but before I move on to that, I'm gonna do a friendship topic. This very next one is a special one, and it's a former work friend, and which happens to be, or who happens to be, you know, my second mom. And this one here, I'm going to talk about a longtime ex work friend slash second mother, Tamara. Yeah, and Tamara has just been, you know, I didn't like the way that she was treated. She was definitely one of the nicest people I've met, and going all the way back to, you know, my first year here, you know, in my dump, which was then my normal workplace. She was one of the OGs, even going back to in the older building. I wasn't there at the time. I started in 2012, and the current building that we're in. So yeah, Tamara and I had a lot of conversations every time that she was at the front desk. She was always a backup receptionist. You know, primary position is a salesperson. You know, and where I used to sit, I was very close to her. I mean, she was just diagonally across from me. Right across from me back there was Araceli. You know, and you know, Tamara definitely was one of the sweetest people I've met, and I think you can find a coworker that much nicer than Tamara, and you can count Ernie too, even though I've gotten a little bit annoyed with him, as you know, as far as like, you know, not trying hard enough on his, you know, for me try to get him to get the hell out of the dump, especially on how he's been treated too. You know what I'm saying? But Tamara, yeah, you couldn't find people that are nicer. They're just about the nicest, most easygoing people anyone would have ever met in Tamara and Ernie. But in this case, I am talking about Tamara because, yeah, she was like my second mom. You know, she's you know, always telling me certain things. I'll never forget the conversations where, was it back in 2019, when every time she knows I play basketball.
And speaking of basketball, you know, we will always talk about the Warriors and how the Warriors are doing, if they win a championship, and how they're doing the playoffs. And it was like, it's just every year, like every time the Warriors in the playoffs. And I think she was also a Warriors supporter, like Timmy. You know, I support the Warriors because of Steph and even Clay. You know, I really enjoy watching the Splash Brothers. While the Lakers had LeBron then in 2019. And even before that, like, you know, I want to say a staunch supporter, but hell, you know, when you see the Splash Brothers just doing their thing, I mean, that's what me and Tamara will always talk about. It's like we get this enjoyment to talk about the Warriors, and even when they were in the championship, and the last time I remembered, you know, the Warriors were eliminated in the finals. You know, when Steph missed that shot in Game 6, and I even had a shout out to Tamara, like, "Hey, Tamara, look what happened. The Warriors did not win another title in 2019. Their 2P got snapped, and you know, and unfortunately for the Warriors, that was their last game in Oracle, like, you know, for good, before they moved to San Francisco. And yeah, it was just not a good way to end it, you know, especially if it was considering that they were in the finals at that time. So yeah, so anyways, as far as, like, you know, our conversations are concerned, I know Tamara knows,
and she knows you know, she knows how I am with certain people. You know, we had a pretty good chemistry with Trinetta, her, and I. You know, at the front desk. It's almost like that was like my main place, my main hangout spot back then, especially during my lunch hours back then. Even when Rico was around, I was always at the front desk, and Tamara was always there, the backup receptionist. I remember a time too when Hillary was the then main receptionist. She only showed up twice a week, man. and then every time I would go down the front desk, I always see Tamara right there. I was like, oh, that's I'm always seeing Tamara more. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just like I'm just it's, yeah, man. We got a lot of memories together, and it's just you know, I remember she was telling me about, like, man, you're gonna go all the way to this other basketball court, you know, you're only gonna go all the way to the other city just to play basketball. You're just wasting gas. Yeah, had she been here today, she would know I was gonna go everywhere now every time I play basketball, you know, or do my shoot around games, as you call it, man. So yeah, I mean, I can't really name too many moments, like some notable moments out of the top of my head right now, but you know, for sure that I think we just had a really strong bond, and you know, it's just like, I know what she went through in the later part of 2019, and it just turns out that she never came back. I remember this happened in September. I briefly touched on, you know, what she went through before one of my then shoot around. Well, it wasn't really a shoot around game then. It was just more like a free for all shoot around thing back then, and it was like part of the fall special, and you know, yeah, so I touched on that for a little bit, and then it just turns out like she just never came back. I mean, and you know, as I'm talking about my friendship with me and Tamara, it's you know, it's just one of the special ones, like I had with Trinetta. You know, we never really like had lunch together or what have you. You know, like I did with Trinetta, and you know, I was like Trinetta and Ted, Johnny, many times. You know, with or played ball, or like with Javier and Julio. Not my guy Julio. My other guy Julio, the work friend Julio, JC. Yeah, so she wasn't one of those people, but at least, you know, we really had a strong bond, and you know, she was, like I said, like she was like a second mother to me. I know she's seen some of my worst moments in there, you know, when you saw me just kind of going off, and I remember I had that big old lizard video, and you know, her voice was heard there, you know, so I mean, but before I close this out, I mean, you know, I did talk about that incident, and that Tamara had in September 2019, and you know, it turns out she just never came back. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I just wonder, like, there's times when I wonder how she's doing and all that, and if one day she's ever gonna visit, right? Knowing she's like, she was one of the OGs over there and a long-time worker, and it just turns out, like, you know, I really hate to break the sad news, but you know, I found out that she actually passed away. I was told about it yesterday, but her passing was like 6 months ago, several months. I mean, at least that's what I heard, 6 months ago. I'm like, oh no, really? Yeah, my heart sank when I heard about that. It's, man, like, there's already been a few people that just left this world. Obviously, the time with Willie in 2017, and
one of my other guys, Ronnie, man, I found out from Liz when she actually visited here one time. Yeah, it's just really sad, man. That's one of my guys. He's one of the funniest dudes I ever met, man. Real trash talker, but really miss the guy, man. God rest his soul as well.
I think there was one who was only here temporarily, but she was, she left the world too. Wendy, I think it was a retail sales person. Who else? Anna San Miguel, you're out of control. Her famous motto, you're out of control. And then I hear Tamara. Man, it's yeah, I mean, it just really sucks, man. It just sucks. Like, it's very, very sad. Very saddened by it, just having to reflect on this friendship and just remembering her and all the memories that we shared in that workplace. She was definitely one who was easy, very easy to get along. Very nice, very kind. Very loyal. Like I said, I didn't like the way that she was treated and all that. And, I think she's also told me about, like, the times that she struggled to always get sales, this and that. So, but, I mean, for that to even happen to her, I'm talking about just the incident, like, for her to just already officially be out of that place, and then this happens. I'm just, wow. Like nobody really informs me about anything in that dump. I was like, nobody ever tells me anything, and and for me to hear like what Armando was calling some of the guys over there in accounting is that, like, hey, not accounting, what was it? You call out one of the coworkers who were just, doing something that was supposed to be his job or something like that, and I'm telling you, man, I've been long overdue to just quit that damn place. Look how many people that just left. Look at the almost 20 people that left in 2023. It's I hate to still be here and to continue seeing so many more people leave. Lagos was the most recent one. Been there for 2 years. Mariano, even though I didn't really talk to her, she left after like a couple months. I mean, who's next, man? I can't really sit up here and just keep seeing other people leave. And look at all these people that left. Paula, Laura, Melissa, Juan, Kathleen, Arlene, Trinetta, Hal, Paul, Francisco, my ping pong partner. Dude, if he was still here today, I would have been able to play with him practically almost every single day. Because Johnny's been so busy. So, I mean, I've been long overdue, and it's like each year that I'm still in this dump, things are just continuing to get worse and worse. Look at the flyer rack, no more flyers. What is going on? For me to just continue doing these flyers, I mean, yeah, okay, I'm still getting paid $17.75, man. Considering that I started at $12 an hour. Come on, dude. I need to quit. And for me to just hear what's been happening with Terrence and just finding out like about what happened with Tamara like 6 months ago. I mean, it's like, who do I have left? I don't have a sidekick anymore. I mean, you can probably say it's still Johnny, but it's just he's just been really busy. Very, very busy. He's very committed to this place because he lives super close by, and I'm not. What do I gotta prove? What do I gotta prove? Man, I gotta start focusing on myself at this point, because I gotta do exactly what I gotta do. Because there's no way I'm gonna be here for this long. I don't want any more bad things just happening, but they just keep happening. So I gotta do my part, gotta stay focused, and just, do my best to get myself out of distraction, and just hoping I can find a new job soon. All right, peace. And God rest her soul, Tamara. Sorry to see you go. Thanks for the friendship.